Let's research some altcoins for the 2025 bull run together, and I'm going to show you guys some of my very top picks as well, because ultimately the time is right now. The time is now for us to research. If you are someone who wants to make gains in crypto in the 2025 bull run, specifically whether you think it's going to happen or not, i.e. the bull run, okay? It's irrespective of the point. I think we do need to do it now because unfortunately in the next 6 to 7 months, we're going to start to see a lot more demand come in, and therefore we might not be able to get the good discounts I'm going to show you today. All right, and yes, today's not the best DCA day out of all the days there could be to DCA, but it definitely is going to be one of the better opportunities. I think just because we're moving sideways and the projects haven't had a massive dip doesn't mean they're good entry points, right? So I hope to God that you guys can hear me right now. And since I've made doing these live streams, I mean, I always get this feeling like something went wrong. Like I've changed no settings, but I just feel inside like I've done something wrong, you know? I don't even know if this is actually coming through right now. My stream is lagging. Let's have a look. You guys can hear me just fine, yeah? Everything's working well? Okay, sweet. All right. Now, it is 10 a.m. here. So, like, literally, we went from, a live stream. When did we live stream? Like, maybe 15 hours ago. So, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I, woke up about 2 hours ago. I kind of, got up. I went to bed so late, and I got up, and I was like, what time is it? I was like, I fucking got a live stream in 2 hours. I've got my coffee right here, so don't worry. I am half caffeinated right now, but I'm really excited because we are catering this to the American markets. I want to see who comes through. What's going on, everyone? Let me see who's in the chat here. Wendy, what's going on? Hend, Bell, finally awake for the live stream. Yeah, I'm gonna do the American times probably for the rest of the time that we do live streams here, unless maybe the last week, you know, we can bring back the EU market. So let's live stream into my time zone. Yeah, Charles. Yeah. You'll have the next fair few in this time, I think, which is good. Montana, another stream. Yeah. Ireland. I'm in the UK, going to sleep, but I'll stay up now. Go to sleep. Get your sleep. You know, unless you really want to. I just feel too bad if you want to screw your sleep schedule up for me. But yeah, 100%. I'd love for you to be here, of course. You wouldn't have slept since the last live stream, hey? That's crazy. Loud and clear. Awesome. What is up? Okay, everyone. So yeah, I mean, look, we're going to talk about some of my top picks today. I'm going to show you guys the watch list that I have you guys can, it's all publicly available in my CoinMarketCap watch list. I might leave the link in the chat in a second here. You can just go ahead and follow that on CoinMarketCap if you have an account. Easy. You can set up to speed on the projects I'm looking at. I do move those around from time to time. There is a large list, but then we're going to dwindle that down into possibly the best picks for today. So my top picks for today. And then we're going to look into actually getting into some research, right? Looking into some of the projects maybe you have a keen eye on, or maybe even if we just want to go through some of these other large projects as well, and the ones that I mentioned today, and just do more research on them, because I understand, I'm in this mindset where I think that no one wants to see something because I understand it, and I'm going to use the word easy for me. But a lot of people just want to know that A, they may be doing their research correctly, just validation, and B, maybe they don't know it, right? So this is the problem when you get someone that knows more about a certain topic, is they think that everyone knows something, when in reality, take it down a level, right? Everyone, so London, Perth, awesome. All right. Yeah, I mean, guys, look. So, well, we closed. Well, again, last day of September right now. We broke the curse. Right? September, obviously, typically a very negative, bearish month for crypto. And as a lot of us suspected, it was dwindling, right? 13,773, and then we hit the green. Cool. So, I mean, unless we crash today, dramatically crash, I think we're going to end this month on a green note, which is fantastic. So, yeah. That's not to say the next 3 months are going to be, positive months as well. But yeah, I think it's definitely a good sign, right? We just never know. So either way, 6-7 months time, whether we see a massive crash or not, I think these prices right now will meet a lot of our criteria in terms of good entry levels. So hey, we had a conversation last night about possibly moving our entry levels to wait for a black swan event just in case. And I kind of was talking to myself, but I think a lot of people agreed with me that it's probably a good idea if we just enter the market now at these are good levels. Just because we aren't crashing, there's no 10-20% drop that we're buying at. It doesn't matter. These are good levels. So once you get your head around that, and we keep maybe 1/3 of the portfolio down the track, each project for a DCA moment like that, yes. But anyway, we will move forward. Can you show your portfolio? Yeah, so I'm not going to show my own portfolio because that's scattered everywhere. And I really want to make sure that if I ever show you guys my portfolio live, that first of all, I have all the links open, and second of all, that I've blanked out anything that could possibly be seen as taking my information. That's something I have to go through methodically. I'm very careful and cautious about that, but yeah, I can definitely do that. So Nate says ICP, Link, XDC, XRP, CAS, Quant. I agree with all of those picks apart from CAS, Casper with a K. I think that, yeah, I have my concerns with it. Anyway. And I think a lot of other influencers are starting to catch on. Like I've been seeing, unless I'm being more selective with it recently, a lot of people are saying, I've been seeing as well, people are like, oh, well, Casper this and Casper that, is it really that good? It's like, a lot of this is built on hype. So that's what it's built on, it's hype, like fundamentally speaking. So anyway, my favorite altcoin. So this is a watch list, guys. I've got 4 followers on this. Thank you to all 4 of you that follow this watch list. I might leave this down below. You guys can follow my community profile on CoinMarketCap. It means nothing. You do it if you want, don't do it if you want. That's literally up to you. But anyway, so these are the ones I've picked out. So in my opinion, there's like 50, 60 coins, somewhere in that range here. These are the ones that I would say that if you hold one or multiple of these, like at least I could probably say that you're probably going to get some returns in the bull run, at least with one of these projects, right? So of course, XRP, ADA, and by the way, we're going to look into in a second here the other watch lists that I have open up the top that we'll go over which ones are good buys right now. XRP, ADA, Solana, Polkadot, Polygon, Chainlink, Stellar, Cosmos, Hedera, ICP, VeChain. And by the way, I would love if we could go through some of these projects in our research today, show you guys what's what, right? Just research, maybe explain some terms, explain what's overzealous, explain what is warranted and what actually is good for the project. Yeah, so I'd love to do that. Quant, NIA, Optimism, Graph, Algo, XDC, IMX, so Immutable X, Thorchain, Multiverse X, Render, Phantom, IOTA, Mina, Casper, Gala, Awi, da-da-da-da-da. You guys can read. I always think about that sometimes. I'm like, why do I repeat this? You guys can see it. Anyway, this is the page. To be honest, I haven't really looked too much into Nervos. I've obviously added that because I did research at one point and thought, this is a great project, but I haven't done my full analysis on it. And I really hate CoinMarketCap for, favoring the coins they want to favor because they're on their exchange and then putting these down in non-market cap order. Maybe I can. No, I can't. Okay. So these are the coins. I will leave the link down in the chat for everyone if you were interested in looking at this and keeping an eye on it. If I can somehow do that. Here we go. There we go. All right. So, okay. What coins are good buys right now? What are my top picks right now? Well, these are the ones. These are the ones. We have, goodness knows how many, like 15 maybe, 20? Cardano. Why? Well, 25 cents, guys. 25 cents for ADA. Yes, we've, let's open up ADA a little bit here. Most of these projects are slightly up, as you can see. Ever so slightly. 7 day. So, yeah. But, we're talking 24 cents, 24.5 cents compared to 25 cents. So, that's like what? Yeah, as I said, 1.6%. Big whoop. That doesn't mean anything. That literally doesn't mean anything. We talk about like you know, sometimes the slight difference is equivalating to something exponential. This would, in like probably like over a 10-year period at like a 300x level, it might be an extra 2x. So 2x on top. Okay. So 8 is a good buy. 8 is a good buy, I think, right now. Where did it hit? Like last bull run was like $3, I'm pretty sure, ish from memory. Yeah, like $3. Yeah, so I think ADA could probably go to like $5 to $10 this next bull run. It's one of the safer picks, and I think it's a good DeFi project, right? Solana's in the same category as a DeFi project. So in a second here, we're going to talk about this. I want to show you guys kind of how these projects are built based on my video last night. So those who watched that video, thank you. I did try to put a different spin on these crypto videos where I like try to put the top 5 projects I was looking at. Well, I shouldn't say top 5 explosive projects I was looking at. In this category, in a city type explanation, right, where a city is the foundation and you can build applications on top. Well, a lot of these DeFi projects, okay, so Solana, Cardano, Near Protocol, which was one of those picks, they all fall into this. So that's a foundation, they're providing a foundation, okay, and then you can have the dApps built on top. But when I say they're DeFi protocols, I use that in the term of, I think that's where crypto is going to be moving into, right? So crypto is going to be known for decentralized finance, decentralized things, and you know, we have like, for example, HBAR primarily being used for Web 2 services with a mixture of Web 3, but really known for Web 2, okay? Alessandro with the $10, is that ruble? I could be completely wrong. Kyron, H-Boy, Chainlink, and Aave to the moon. Well, thank you so much for the 10. I think I'm not going to know. I don't even know what that currency is. Is that rubles? But thank you for the 10. I'm just going to say dollars. Really appreciate that a lot, brother. Yeah. So H-Boy. Yeah. I love my H-bar. Chainlink and Aave. You know, I haven't looked too much on Aave, to be completely honest with you, Alessandro. Chainlink, of course, fantastic. But when we're talking about explosive potential, I like my H-bars over something like, you know, Aave. But not to say Aave won't do well. I'm going to say that for the record, right? Hendrix, $10. Wow, guys, crazy. $10. Since watching your vids, I'm gradually becoming more than a Slack investor. I've written down my exit plans today. Congratulations, mate. That's a massive step. Exit plans, I think I mentioned a couple of streams ago, like, exit plans are by far the most important thing you can do. Currently reading Near white paper at the moment. Congratulations. Thank you for the efforts. I'm good to see. I'm guessing you watched the video on, unless you did this by your own accord, which even more congratulations, but watch the video on planning these things out, having goals and then smashing the goals by even just small steps, right? Reading 1 or 2 pages of a white paper every day. That compounds. So thank you, Hendrix. Thank you guys for the $20 all up. Really appreciate that a lot. What a great way to start the day. So yeah, so we can move down the list here. Solana, I think Solana's a good pick. I mean, I don't want to go through all of these individually and analyze the price. I think anyone can do this. But yeah, so we're down, well, give or take about a 10x. Just like ADA, I mean, it's going to obviously go past its all-time high. I strongly do believe that. You know, Polkadot, great buy right now. I was preaching under $5 for a long time, and it's now $1 down from that. So, you know, the difference between $5 and $4 in this case is, you know, in the case of talking about multiple gains on top, or, you know, at a level of, you know, Polkadot 80xing, the difference between 4x and 5x could be the difference between an 80x and a 90x, which is, you know, talking about a lot of money here, right? Okay, so Stellar, yeah, Stellar's a good pick, I'd say. You know, 8-9 cents it was few months ago when I was, you know, telling everyone about it. Not that you guys didn't know about XLM already, but I think, you know, given the circumstances, 2 cents, you know, that's a little bit, it's like what, 10-20%, but I think it's still a good buy. I think it's still a good buy. If it goes lower, it goes lower. All right, HBAR, of course, 5 cents a voice, so that good buy. You know, ICP, I mean, look at this. Can't complain. Look how low it is. Well, actually, we shouldn't really use that. We really should be using this data over here as its all-time high. So nevertheless, if we even use 70-80 bucks as its all-time high, which we should, that's quite impressively far down. Okay, so if we actually zoom in here to the 12-month, you can just see over the 12-month we're at lows, right? So A lot of people give ICP shit, but those are the people that give it shit because of its staking. I mean, inflation, or at least shit launch. Let me just correct myself for the third time. Quant, perfect price. Near Protocol, great price. Algorand, great price. XDC, it's dropped under 5 cents. This is good to see. Multiverse X, good price. Mina, so on and so forth. You guys get the idea. I would say the only one on this list that I'm not like, oh, this is a good time to like smash this open is Moonbeam. But I wanted to leave it on this list because I know I have a lot of Moonbeam followers. And I always want to let you guys know, do what you want. I'm just not saying to you guys to listen to me, but have a look at the chart for your own. 1 month. Anyone buying at these levels now that's been holding off Moonbeam for X amount of time, if you're buying Moonbeam now, you are going to be sorely mistaken. If you buy Moonbeam now, again, not financial advice, because God could come down and say, we're going to go up from here, Kyron, so screw you, bro. And I don't want anyone to like look at me in the wrong way and like get angry at me for that. I strongly, firmly do believe that we will go back down to where it was before. I've seen it time and time again. And I think you will be sorely mistaken if you are buying Moonbeam up here. Okay? So, guys, on that, we're going to look into some of these altcoins in a second. But again, so just to give you again a TLDR for those who joined me for the first time here, these are the altcoins that I would be looking at buying right now. Okay, these ones on this list: ADA, Sol, Polkadot, XLM, HBAR, ICP, QNT, NIA, Algo, XDC, EGLD, Mina, Casper, Glimmer. Actually, no, sorry, let me just go back. Not Glimmer. Flux, Reserve, and EWT. There you go. So, after the live stream last night, we did a 1 hour live stream, we did a 1 hour, Discord AMA, which is, by the way, going to happen immediately after this call. So when we end this live stream, down below, first link in the description, we are going to be asking more questions, more personal questions. We typically have around 16 to 25 people in that. After every live stream, we can ask more intimate questions, get into the more nitty-gritty questions you may be having and struggling with. And then I went across last night and bought these altcoins. So these are the current holdings. Yes, I know I didn't exactly buy the correct amounts. I told you guys we're going to buy in whole numbers. Well, the thing was, when I went and bought on Binance, for some reason, I bought the exact amount. I bought in whole number. I bought 2 Quant, Flux, NIA, and HBAR, but for some reason they didn't fill to the full amount. I don't know why. I literally put in the exact amount and I set my price. Right, I set my spot, my order. I didn't just buy on market order. I bought a limit order. Is that what they call it? So I don't know what happened there, but I can definitely top those up. That's no problem at all. We can make those nice and whole. So we are in the game, folks. We are in the game. All right. Now I want to quickly say before we move on here, look at some altcoins and I'll break some things down for you guys. Again, what was I going to show you on Discord? Yes. So on Discord, I wanted to let you all know, if you want in Discord, you want to do it because we're giving that portfolio away. So the race is on, all right? Now, if you are someone who interacts on every live stream, has an input into this portfolio, you will go on the chance to win. Again, I'm expecting anywhere between $150 right up to probably $350,000 that this will become in the bull run. But if you do get to level 90, you're automatically entered, all right? So join the Discord. All you gotta do is just respond and talk to people every day. 1 comment equals 1 point. Level 90, you instantly get entered into the draw. Simple. Okay. Now, here's the important part, right? Because we can take this live stream wherever we want. You guys came for the top picks. You're going to stay for the education. That's what I'm going to hope for, okay? Because who doesn't want to know a little bit more about crypto while you're just sitting down, chilling, doing whatever you want? I know a lot of you guys in the US are either eating dinner right now, chilling with the fam, or you've just knocked off work. Over here in Australia, we've just woken up on our Saturday morning. Guys in the EU, well, you're crazy. You're staying up late for me, so I appreciate it. Either way, I want to not so much. We can apply what I teach you guys here: narrative, mean, popularity, and supply, with the addition of the team, and then show you guys examples of how that applies to our favorite altcoins, new altcoins maybe that you might want to pick, or I could also go into talking to you a little bit more about this model, right? Which is understanding cryptocurrencies from what they actually are from a side view. So, you know, you can imagine if we were like, you know, people use the analogy all the time of like the dimensions, right? The two-dimensional person lives back and forth along a single line, don't know about the three dimensions. We're three-dimension beings, we can see the three dimensions, so on and so forth. Fourth-dimensional beings have this extra plane. Well, in the sense of a cryptocurrency, the way I look at cryptocurrencies is we are a two-dimensional being looking at cryptocurrencies left and right. That's it. Like, see, everyone knows ADA. ADA's ADA, it does this, it does that. But what does it actually look like? What does ADA look like, right? What does Sol look like? What does NIA look like? And this is what they look like from understanding it, right? So I'm happy to go either direction here. I'm happy to look at I'm happy to do whatever, right? Public servant number one. So what do you guys want to do? Let's see it. Let's hear it. And maybe we do a vote because this is a recently unlocked feature that we have now, so we may as well leverage it, right? So, I mean, let's just go research altcoins or explain topology is what we'll call it. This is topology. I mean, I think the live stream's titled Researching Altcoins, right? So we probably should be researching altcoins. But in saying that, can be completely clear, this is technically still researching altcoins. All right, while you guys are voting, let me just get back to some people here. And while I'm talking, it's getting quite hot, so let's turn the aircon on. I'm just going to try to catch up here a little bit. Yeah, Dwayne, we are going to Discord after this, bro. So jump in the Discord and we can talk about compounding 100%. It's happening straight after. If you want the link to the actual stream, it's linked down below. It'll take you directly to the actual AMA screen itself. Montana, ICP will have a good comeback. Yeah, I think ICP will have a good comeback. What's wrong with Avalanche? Not too sure if there is anything wrong with Avalanche. Unfortunately, Avalanche is a little bit like BSC chain in my opinion. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a great project, and I love the way the subnets work. I love the way the topology of Avalanche is. I just love it. My issue, and by the way, it's got some great partners. It's got like real world applications, so it's not talked about enough as it should be. But I just think that there's some disconnect there, and I've worked for a previous Web3 company before doing this, full time essentially, and they were looking to become a subnet on Avalanche, their own subnet, so their own private network essentially built on Avalanche, rather than just being an application with this like smart contract application. And I think, and I can't say this full confidence, but the reason why we at the time pulled out was because of some disconnect, either with the price or whether with it was the team, and there was something there that wasn't mixing well, and so that was a bit of the reason why I look back now and I think to myself, why isn't Avalanche more widely adopted, right? Why isn't it more widely adopted in Web3? And maybe that's because there is some disconnect. See, this is the thing, is why crypto's so hard, people. There are three aspects. One of those three aspects is business models. We are dealing with businesses here, right? So if there's a business wanting to leverage a business, like, Cardano, Avalanche, Solana, and that's not a seamless process, or there's some sticking point, even if it comes down to HR, right? Even if the people are dicks, not saying Avalanche is, like that at all. That can be a reason why developers don't want to build on it, and therefore the rumors spread and propagate. There's so much to talk about in crypto. This is why I love it, but why it's very hard to get your head around it. Anyway, All right, we're going to research altcoins, people. We're going to research altcoins. We can maybe talk a bit about the topology on the Discord if you guys want to on the Discord. But either way, let's move in. But the next question is... Yeah, by the way, let me just clarify right now. I like Casper with the C. Casper with a K, while I do think it's an interesting network and I want to love it, and I kind of do a little bit, my analytical side comes into play here, and I go, maybe not. No, like look at all the holes in the ship. And so for me, for my own money, I don't want to put my money in anything I'm not 100% certain on, and in this case, I'm not certain. I'm not going to put my money in someone else's dream. I've done that before in crypto. I've lost a lot of money doing that in crypto, listening to other people's opinions and then putting my money in that, and I get effed. Either my emotions come into it, I associate the quality with the price because I haven't done my research, I trust them, and I'm always, for example, YouTubers, oh my god, when's I see Crypto John. I love Crypto John, by the way. He's like a real one, right? I love John. But I see he talks about it himself all the time. People come to him all the time saying, hey, Casper video, because they've listened to John say Casper's a good project, and then they're like asking John all the time whether it's like, do we sell, do we buy, what do we do? And that's what I used to do to myself. And so you definitely want to make sure you're comfortable in it yourself, right? So what projects do we want to see? Do we want to go, what do we want to do? What do we want to do? Watch altcoins, right? Good morning from the Philippines. Good morning, man. I love the Philippines. Welcome to everyone who is just joining me now, whether you're knocking off work, whatever you're doing. Really appreciate you being here. We're about to look at some altcoins now. We went earlier in the stream and looked at some of the picks I'm looking at for DCAing right now. So you might want to rewind the stream if so, but you can look at that after. Right now, enjoy the moment. Let's look at analyzing some. So Casper isn't a buy zone. What about Render? We can look at Render. You guys want to look at Render? Charles with the suggestion here. Thank you, Charles. What do you all think about doing Render? Type in RNDR in the chat like that if you are keen to do it, and why not? It's a good place to start, I think. That's right. So the Nano said that HBAR can print more than the 50 billion supply. This is a very good point. Yes, HBAR can print more in the supply if need be. The governing council, it must be a unanimous decision. Therefore, all of the governing council members must vote yes to increasing the supply, and they can print more tokens. Here's the thing. Twofold. If they print more tokens, what's going to happen? It's literally written into the answer from HBAR themselves. It will definitely tarnish their brand. Most definitely. Think about these big brands. If they just literally screwed over millions or hundreds or tens of thousands of investors, or more so even, like you think about it like this. If a company diluted the shares, right? If Apple was like, hey guys, guess what? Well, tomorrow, we've all decided at Apple, the big honchos, we're going to be increasing the supply by 20%. We're going to, what's the word I'm trying to look for here? Issuing 20% more shares. Everyone's going to boycott Apple. Be really pissed. It's going to destroy the project. So they do have a bit of a vested interest in not doing that as well, reputation-wise. And can I actually say right now, a lot of projects do have that built into the code. So a lot of them do, not just HBAR. They just don't tell you about it. All right, let's just do Render. Yeah, let's do Render. Let's start there. And if you guys want to talk about anything else, you can talk amongst each other while we're doing a little bit of Render research, and we can see what altcoins we do next. Otherwise, yeah, we'll just like cherry pick. Okay. So Render is a good project, okay, because it's in a market where it's just only going to be increasing, right? There is always going to be an inherent problem with hardware as time progresses. Like, the more we mine, the worse it gets. Now, there is some arguments that, hey, there's a lot more materials in the earth than what we think there is. We're just being fed lies. I don't know. I haven't looked into that at all. But I definitely think no matter what happens, there's always going to be issues. And as we get proof of work networks that come out, what do? They require GPUs, or even worse, ASIC miners. But this is what Render can solve if they are GPU based. So Ethereum swapping to proof of stake was definitely a big solution to this, but Render's there to help. And most definitely, like when you think about it, right, all the movies nowadays are highly CGI, very, very much CGI. Gone are the days of Jurassic Park 1, my favorite movie of all time, by the way. So you have a project like Render saying, hey, we can first of all cut out all that time spent and maybe even money. I mean, I'm not too sure what the process of movies go through, but I'm sure there's a lot of money and time spent into rendering the movies themselves. Like once they've been created, actually rendering it's a whole different story. So hey, leverage our network, blah, 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 blah. But I think more importantly, what Render is more going to be used for is like what there's rumors about, Apple using Octane for, which is it Octane that a toy made? Anyway, we'll look into it in a sec. But so like more, let's just use the word like Ripple's on-demand liquidity, like on-demand rendering, ODR. I like that term, ODR, on-demand rendering. That's what I think Render will be more so used for. And like for someone like myself, right, or someone like one of my video editors, right, I'm looking at getting some animations in. They might, for example, want to say, oh, my PC isn't fast enough to render this, or it might take 3, 4, 10 hours. I'll just send that job off and it'll get done in 2 hours and maybe $1, $2, whatever it might be. So yeah. So how do we research this? Oh, actually wasn't showing my screen. Okay. Again, so narrative we do first. Narrative number 1, meme, popularity, and supply. I have a cheat sheet for you guys for narrative. I've got it in a lot of videos there. So it's actually down here. This thing here, right? So where is it? Cloud infrastructure. My opinion, 9. Now, you could argue that Render really isn't cloud infrastructure. I mean, it falls under that, I guess you could say, but really it's rendering. So I probably should add a column to that. Distributed rendering. Either way, if I was going to rank, like, what would I say distributed rendering would probably be in terms of, like, a demand factor in 2025? See, it's like the addressable market size probably isn't something I can think of right now because, I mean, it's not like layer 1s, right? Layer 1s, I can see, like, the degen going, ooh, layer 1s, yes. Everyone falling in a line. But is there really, like, such thing as a distributed rendering narrative? Like, I think one might form, but all we really have to go off is Render Arweave, I think, as far as I'm aware. So anyway, if I was going to rank it, like, again, it has to be 2025. Like, it'd be a 10 out of 10, but it has to be 2025 based. You have to be as objective as you possibly can be. I would probably say a 7. A 7, a 6, or a 7 if I'm just going to go off instinct. So, but of course, it's also technically in cloud infrastructure as well. All right. So so if I'm going to rank both of those, it'd probably sit in somewhere between like an 8 out of 10, right? So there is a strong narrative at play here for Render, right? The next thing we're going to do is look at the meme. Okay. So what is it uniquely different about Render that makes it a very interesting project? What is it? Well, distributed rendering, of course, but also, again, this plays into the meme here, is the team and the founders, right? So it's founded by an existing company that created, I believe it's, again, is it Octane Render? I believe they created Octane Render, right? Anyway, so a toy, which is the parent company that created. So this guy here founded a toy, which is a well-known company. I think there's rumors that Apple uses it, or at least a toy uses Octane Render, and Octane Render is powered by Render. That makes sense with anyone. So, yeah. I like it. It's interesting. Memeable, yes. Like, this is easy for the degen to understand. So in my opinion, extremely memeable. Because you think about it like this. Meme is broken up into a few different categories, and I don't think I've got it on this sheet here. Yes, I actually do. Okay, so unique attributes. So it's like, what is unique about the project? Well, in this case, I guess it's a solely extremely simple way to distribute rendering. It's a very simple feedback loop. It's a very simple loop, right? We can look at that in a second if you want. Tokenomics, there's a burn mechanism in there, so that's a form of a meme, right? It's a burn mechanism. The token release is, in my opinion, extremely good. Great team. Governance, it's not too much stand out as far as I remember. It's just a typical sort of governance structure. Something like Hedera HBAR might be a reason to put a tick next to governance, right? Technology, yeah, I mean, I think technology is a big tick. It's nothing groundbreaking new, like new in the world of, ZKPs, this, that, the other, but it's got a good tech to understand. Direct competition. So again, we fall back to the narrative before. I really only think that maybe Arweave could be a competitor to Render, and in that, right, I think Render again is like, you could say that Flux is a competitor as well, but truly rendering network, there is no real competition as far as I'm aware. Propagation, so how easy is it for people to understand? That is a very big part of meme, because the reason why memes are memes is because they're easily understood and propagated to people. So I think Render is very easy to understand. So in my opinion, given the meme, I'd probably say Render is like a 9 or a 10. Okay, 9 or a 10 by far. Next up, popularity. Let me just get a little sip of water here real quick. So, so we have to look at the roadmap in this case. Now, I don't know if there is a roadmap for Render. Maybe here. What? Okay. So it looks like this is basically like the roadmap on the future of Render Network. This looks like to be it, right? Just an FAQ. Interesting, bit different. What is Render's network partnership with SIA? SIA coin in... So yeah, it seems to me like there's a lot of potential upside for Render in terms of like announcements, right? So we're not talking about roadmap updates, we're talking about announcements. So things that, the way I see it, okay, so if you're someone who gambles, I'm not a gambler, but I can kind of use an analogy of like, if you could say that the odds were extremely in the favor of something happening, that's kind of the way I would put it. And then in this case, I think the odds are highly in Render's favor for something big to happen. Again, murmurs of the Apple possible partnership here. We also have other things like what we've kind of seen on this FAQ roadmap, right? Like they've mentioned, SIA coin, BAT, which I'm using BAT right now, right? This here is Brave, the Brave browser, right? So rewards BAT over here. It's a very, very popular browser. So the integrated with BAT is huge. Decentraland, it looks like anything that requires rendering, which is everything, right? Everything relating to metaverse, all that sort of stuff. So I think positioning wise, roadmap, I mean, look, I'd love to look into this more in my own time and just like make sure I, cross my, dot my I's and cross my T's with this, just to make sure I am getting, like, there is definitely not a roadmap out there. Like, for example, this little Medium article down here might be some sort of, here we go. That's just, well, I'd answer my own question. kind of. Yeah, not really. So yeah, in terms of roadmap, just like Quant doesn't really have one, really. But in terms of like positioning, what the project is and the possible partnerships that could come from it, announcements, popularity, I'd say... I'm really feeling above average with this. I'm really feeling above average, but I'm not going to say too high. So probably a 7 out of 10. So I think right now I'd be sitting around an 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10 for render. And then supply. Yeah, I know supply is going to be hard to find for render. I'm almost pretty sure with this one. But I think I might have had this on my price prediction. Did I have render on here? I did do render. 401 million. Render network. Token emissions. Yeah, I know render's a hard one to find, so I don't know if it's probably a good reason, but... So, unlock schedule. So, I don't think that... I mean, I wouldn't use the word unlock schedule in searching, because I'm pretty sure it's emissions, but... Yeah, this is what I used to work it out, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's a hard one to crack, this puppy. You got to go through and account for a few different things, and they don't make it easy for you. So yeah, anyway, 401. So that's, I mean, in my opinion, the way it releases, as you can see here, it's got disinflation, so it reduces the inflation rate over time, which is good. So it's a steady release over time. So just like Solana is, for example, just like I believe ADA is as well, disinflation. So yeah, if I'm going to rank that, nothing to complain about. You know, 10. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Distribution's all out. I guess one thing that you can use, and this is one of the third-party websites I would tell people that you can use, is top 100 wallets. Let's see if it comes up. CoinCarp is the one that I use, only for the distribution of holders. This little chart on the side here. Can you guys see that? So top 100 holders hold 80%, but what you really should be looking at is the top 10 holders, because if it's the majority, which it is, it's a bit like, ugh, you know, which it is. It's like 50%. So, but the next thing that you should do is come down here and, you know, look at this. You know, ideally check the smart contract if there is one, but or the network, and have a look at who's holding, right? Who is this person, essentially? Who's this address? Because this address might be an exchange. This might be Binance. This might be KuCoin. This might be Kraken. This might be Bittrex. Like, and therefore that really, like in terms of actual holders, it might be like 10% or 5% top 10. So that's something to look at, guys. If you want to actually go through Render's website here and have a look and read some of the things that are cool and interesting about it, we can do that as well. Let me know if you want to see more about Render, or if you want me to see onto a new project. I can definitely look through. The good thing about Render is it's pretty easy. It's pretty simple, right? It's pretty simple. I want to find that little, they had like a little infographic. I didn't think it was in the white paper, but maybe they moved it there. No, they didn't. Oh, here's your emissions. There you go. There was a nice little chart. Let me know in the chat if you want me to move on, hey? Yeah, you guys want me to move on. I can do that, absolutely. I got my mind set on finding this thing now. Anyway, you guys that have researched Render before know what I'm talking. It's a flywheel that I'm looking for here. It shows you, you know, someone starts a job, moves on to this, does this, da-da-da-da, moves back. So, anyway, I just wanted to visualize it for you. Anyway, that's all right. So, next one we're looking for is Evmos mask. All right, we'll go from order. We'll go from top to bottom. So we'll look at Mask's network quickly here, because these are micro caps, I'm guessing, right? Oh, never mind. Never mind. Alrighty. Your portal to the new open internet. This is a Mask network. Mask network brings privacy and benefits from Web3 to social media like Facebook and Twitter with an open source browser extension. Let me read that again. Mask networks bring privacy and benefits from Web3 to social media. Okay, cool. So what do you do exactly? What does it actually do on the back end? Ugh, it's got like literally no information. I'm gonna have to look. Mask Network is a portal that allows users to seamlessly send encrypted messages, cryptocurrencies, and even apps, wow, over the top of social networks without migrating, and therefore creating a decentralized daplet. Cool, I like that word. Ecosystem. In short, we want to bridge the new open internet right on top of the current one. Instead of creating a new platform, Mask Network aims to bridge Web 2, the current web, and so-called Web 3 to empower the general public to use better web within the current mainstream platforms without using any API or centralized server. Okay, I don't know who they are, I guess. Okay. I mean, yeah, okay, I think it sounds pretty interesting. Like, it's definitely needed, I think. But, you know, my immediate thought is, and this is what you should definitely do as well, is like, when you're looking at a project like this, it's like, think about it like this. What is the actual need for it? Like, are we going to have a whole bunch of people from Web3 saying to themselves, I need Mask. Yes. I've got to send my encrypted tweets. I've got to send... Like, people care about privacy, but do they really care about privacy enough to use this? I think yes. I think definitely there's a big market for it, but I also worry about, I don't know. I need to look at some stats. Like, I need to look at, like, maybe if they have any, like, downloads or, like, who's using it, how many, like, active monthly users, stuff like this. This is a widget that lets me check monthly views, visits, 64,000 monthly views traffic for the website. I don't think that's overly crazy. To be honest with you, man, like, I think it sounds awesome, but it's not something I would be particularly interested in speculating on for the bull run. Definitely, like, I think security, maybe privacy, this will do really well in. I actually am seeing some projects reach out to me. They're like, hey, man, do you want to, like, you know, work with us? A lot of them are, like, new privacy projects. So I can see that's, like, coming. A lot of them are really cool projects, too. So, yeah. I mean, I think it might be a good narrative. Good narrative. Meme. I mean, I don't really know too much about their competitors. So I wouldn't really tell you what's unique about it. I don't know anything about this market. It's quite a high market cap, so people are obviously interested in it. Don't let my opinion sway you though, man. Don't let my opinion sway you, Tori, because again, I've done no research in this market area. You know, so look at Evmos, you know, because, you know, I could, like, if there's a new layer 1 out, I could very easily pull that apart. A new Oracle, new this, new that, I can pull those things apart, but yeah. So this one's a real small market cap. Evmos. I don't know if it's from, so Adam requested me to look at this. But I don't know if it was you the whole time or a bunch of people, but I've seen this before in the comments telling me to look at it. Evmos is the operating system for applications of the future. So I'm getting hints of maybe layer 1 here. Let me have a look. Is it smart contract? It's on Cosmos though. Built without limits, developers can use Evmos as the Ethereum canary chain to deploy applications of the future, get all the functionalities of Ethereum with the power of IBC and interchain composability. So what this means in layman terms is that essentially it's probably going to be it's built on IBC, which is the inter-blockchain communication. I believe is the abbreviation or the full acronym for it, which is part of the Cosmos Kit SDK. So when you want to be a Cosmos network, you have to be built on IBC. You have to be built on the Cosmos SDK and use something called Tendermint. It's the consensus mechanism. Tendermint is fundamentally, it's like the framework. Building a new network, you can use Tendermint, right? It was created by the founder of Cosmos. It's used everywhere. Like even Binance Smart Chain uses it. Everything uses it, right? Very fast, but very centralized. You have to be centralized with Tendermint, but when you're built on Tendermint, you can then connect to the Cosmos network and leverage that. And so what it looks like to me is that Evmos is, well, actually in the name, now that I realize what the name is, EV for EVM, EVMOS, EVMOS maybe what it's called. Ethereum Virtual Machine, OS for Cosmos, maybe. So it's a Cosmos network that allows the bridge between Cosmos and Ethereum. So it's saying it's the canary chain. So what that essentially means, as far as I'm concerned, like we look at Polkadot and Kusama. Kusama is the canary net of Polkadot. It typically means, as far as I was aware, that things happen on the canary net first. It's the test environment for the main net. Now, I don't see Evmos obviously being the testing environment for thing, but you can almost look at it as like a side network, runs in parallel with Ethereum. So what this essentially means is, from what I understand from reading, again, just this one paragraph, is that I'm pretty sure that this network is just an interoperability hub between Ethereum and Cosmos. Is that correct? Is that correct, Adam? Goddamn Siri. Let me know if I'm correct on that one, Adam. So yeah, in my opinion, you know, it's going to be a big narrative. It's good narrative, but when we're talking about the meme, the point of difference, this is where we're going to have to look into, again, like what is it that degens can pick up and carry on that's going to be a wow factor. So the meme as well can be something that you, as an avid investor and researcher in Evmos, you might know that, hey, they're doing this thing on their roadmap, or they're doing this developing something that is extremely unique, that when it's out, it will get like a lot of attention, right? So in that case, you might want to speculate on that being the unique difference. It doesn't have to be unique now. So I just want to point that out, man. Like I'm not saying that this project's bad or it's going to get overshadowed from, if just a general standpoint, if it simply is that bridge, then I wouldn't bet on it too much, because I'm pretty sure there are other interoperability solutions between Cosmos, Ethereum, and stuff already, right? But again, it is quite a low market cap. Yeah. I mean, because this is the thing with interoperability, right? People are going to use, this is my speculated bet, people are going to use what everyone else is using. People are going to use what works. People are going to use what is already like established. And I feel like maybe it's too late for these guys. I think we have like Moonbeam, Ace the Network, stuff like that. They will be used more than possibly this for interoperability. But you'll know more about it than I do, right? I think we got 5 minutes here before we've been here for the hour. That's crazy. So maybe leave one more quick question in here. Evmos. Yeah. I mean, it's always hard, Dan, with these projects. They always say different things. People get shitty at you when you pronounce something wrong. Oasis Network. Dan, we can always cover Oasis. That's fine. I just think Oasis might take me a little bit over 5 minutes to talk about, because there is a lot to talk about with that baby. Wow, 20 euros from Crypto Believer. Thank you so much, man. Dane, thank you so much, brother. Wow, that's insane. Can't fault you, Kyron. Please just keep doing what you do. Thank you. Absolutely, brother. That means a lot to me. That's a crazy big donation, so I really appreciate it as well. Of course, thank you to everyone who does donate, but man, that's awesome. I'm glad to see you love the content, and I'm just doing what I love, man. So I appreciate you watching. Wow, that's crazy. You guys have really set my day up really well here. Really well. Oh man, that's crazy. Okay, yeah, we can quickly look into to Oasis, but maybe we save that for the Discord chat. So we're gonna jump off now, guys. I think we're gonna start. So immediately after this first link in the description, we're gonna jump over to the AMA section of the Discord. So please join me over there. We're going to be in here. So we have Addy already in the waiting here. So if you want to jump straight into the stage, again, the link down below will take you directly there. Alrighty. Yeah, Dan, I'm going to cover probably Rose. Rose will take me a long time, Dan, to cover. Because I want to, it's actually a good quality project, right? And there's a bit we have to kind of talk about that separates it from its competitors, such as, Mina, for example, in that sort of sense. Ryan with the $10 as we're closing up here. Oh, wow. Man, you guys want to keep me on. Ryan says, thanks for the great content. A big thanks from Texas. Well, Ryan, thank you so much, brother. I'll be heading over to Texas, I think, April next year on my trip around the world. So I'd love to maybe do a meetup over there somewhere, man. It would be good to catch up. But yeah, thank you so much for the $10. That's awesome. Really, really appreciate it a lot. It's hard to leave, It's hard to leave you guys when I do these live streams, because it's like I could just sit here all day and talk. It's just it's so much fun, and it's good just talking. And Believer comes back. GBP, not euros. Damn, did I say euros? Is it £5? Is that right though? £5. GBP, yeah. Great British pounds, I guess, right? Pounds. Man, thank you again for £5. Hey, it's gonna turn into one of them live streams pretty quickly. Where you guys seen those TikToks where they react based on the emojis that people donate them? I mean, I could never actually go ahead and do something like that. I think it's too embarrassing, right? I'd turn the live stream off, and I'd probably go sit in a corner and cry for a good couple hours. But yeah, no, you guys are crazy. Thank you so much for the donations. But look, again, doesn't have to be the end of the road for today. We're back every day, but Discord's happening. So thank you everyone for the donations. But again, thank you everyone who has come in here and joined me on this beautiful morning over here. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. We're back at it again. Let's go. Have a great evening, guys. Take care.